OxFit podcast.
30.
Episode 30.
We've done 30 episodes.
I know.
Welcome back to the OxFit podcast. You guys thought we were never going to make it to 30. I don't know.
No one said that.
Nobody said that.
No.
We knew we were going. So now we've got to 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that I work with says, do 10 of something, then do 30 of something, then you commit to 100. So right now we're committed to 100 of these now.
Oh, yeah. I think at this point it'd feel weird if we stopped doing them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're getting in a good rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
We're eventually going to start doing them live.
Yeah.
So, but let's just start with what a week we had last week, right? It's technically our fourth one of these, right? Didn't we?
Yeah, we had
We did a fall, but we didn't have any of this.
No, that was the first
This was the
time we came
first.
up with that.
And then we did a spring to start the year, and it was epic.
Yeah.
And then this is the summer scorecard. And it feels like now we get it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like now we get what the intent of the week is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to absolutely kill yourself. I feel like the last week was like a doable test. You know? Some of them were a little aggressive, I think. Like I remember redoing that spring one, and which one was it? Face Off, I was shot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Whereas on Friday, I still felt pretty good going into bar hop, which I really enjoyed that workout.
It was the perfect little just sprint to close out the week. Like,
It's just how much do you want to hurt?
Yeah.
It's not heavy. It's just, do you want to go there for 3 rounds? You might be able to go there for 1 round, 2 minutes, cool. But 3 rounds, that was epic. Yeah. And yeah, it was just cool. Like everybody now gets what it's about. It's not about, it's not a test. It's setting some scores that you can personally re-challenge yourself on.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's what I was most excited about. Like everybody wanted to fill out their scorecard and wanted to put a score in and wanted to come as many days as they could and were disappointed if they missed a day, you know? So it's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool seeing people get so into it, and just like after class, at least the classes I coached, I would just grab them all and fill them out, and people would be like, did you write down my score? I'm
Yeah,
like,
just
yeah,
making
I
sure.
got you. And they're like, okay, I just want to make sure because I'll write it down if you didn't.
Yeah.
They're like really invested in it, and they want to make sure it gets recorded. And yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. Like I have like what we got fall coming up in like 8 weeks time, like not looking ahead, but like I'll have a whole year's worth of scorecards here in the next 6 months that I can look at and really see a lot of different things. Just basically like how engaged I was at the gym. Did I show up every day? Was I there every day? I'll be able to see that just by looking at these scorecards, you know? And I think the cool thing about this next phase is now like showing people it's not necessarily, you can get fitter at the whole thing if that's what you want to do. Strong, fit, ripped, all in there. But also, depending on your goal, like I could just focus on the strength and just be like, I want to get better at the strict press, the back squat, the deadlift, and know where them days are in the cycle. And maybe I pick a couple of workouts. Maybe I pick bar hop and beach bod, and I'm like, I want to get really good at that strict gymnastics. I want to get stronger on bar hop, and I want to get better at them movements and just focus on that. Whereas someone else might be training for triathlons, marathons, running stuff, and they might go, okay, I'm going to go road rash, bend and snap, and beach bod just to get that strength. Then work on all my strength, but I want to get better at the ski and the air squats. And you've got all that endurance component. So
Yeah.
depending on your goals means you can focus on different things on this summer scorecard, which I think is really unique.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And looking back on your scorecard, like once this cycle is over, realizing that it's okay to focus on some things, because those lifts, we just came off of lifting really heavy. So if you're not focusing on those lifts, it's okay if those things maybe go down a little bit. If you were putting your attention to, now I want to get really fit, I want to get great at that, 20-minute just endurance workout. But like you said, if they want to keep up with it, the strength is going to be there. We're not leaving it behind in the last cycle. So.
That's a good point. Like you could just show up and get better at them workouts. You might actually say, I'm going to get fit no matter what based on the program. And so let me focus on my strength. That could be another option too.
Yeah.
So like you might not necessarily focus on what it is you want to get better at. You might focus the other way and be like, well, that's going to happen because I'm showing up every day to work out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do my level. But then on the strength stuff, I'm going to keep that going aggressively because I know that's going to help me stay healthy for the running, for the endurance stuff that I have coming up.
Yeah, because a lot of that is just going to take care of itself just by coming.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Like today was just a perfect example of like how you can adjust your workout, right? Because it was kind of light and fast. So if you just leveled yourself down, you could miss getting better at ring dips. But if you know, I want to get better at ring dips and that's on the scorecard, today you might not have finished in the 10-minute windows to work on your ring dips and not scaling it down to push-ups. And then being really aggressive at the end on the 8-rep sumo deadlift. Or you wanted to get quicker, you're already good at dips, you just go all out on the whole workout and don't worry about it, you know? So it was really fun. And that's just day one of our 8 weeks of training.
Yeah.
But you can tie it back to the scorecard now. People are not coming in like,
why are we doing this again? Like,
yeah, exactly. Just not knowing the intent of the workout. You now know what that workout looks back on and what you're looking ahead to. So it's fun. So I'm just loving it. And I think a lot of people are enjoying seeing their results and tracking their results.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it, Whitney and I talked about it last episode too. It's just such a better way to look at your year, which ties into the book I think we're going to talk about in a second, but it's easy to get lost. Like, what did I do this year? It was like, no, I had 4 seasons where I focused on different things each season. And maybe this past cycle you did something wrong and you didn't get the results you want. Well, it's not like you just tossed all of 2024. It's like, no, I learned this, and this January, February, March. So now I'm going to reassess and I'm going to do it differently this next quarter. And I'm pumped and I'm going to,
yeah, that's true.
try something different.
You don't have to wait till next year to reset. It's like, oh, a new cycle started. I can start fresh and I can go for it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they come quick. They come really fast.
Isn't it amazing how we're in April? And like, yeah, I mean, the book that we're going to talk about is the 12-week year. And you're like, I think this year just got started. No. We're deep into the second quarter now.
Yeah.
And like, you can, like you said, miss a whole quarter, right? Like, might be really busy at work. Your kids might have been out of school because every kid's sick to start the year and allergy season and all that stuff. And you can almost miss a whole quarter of the year just getting set up for the year. And so now's the time to be like, let me focus now, when most people have kind of quit.
Yeah.
Right? On their goals.
Yeah, I think it's almost a feeling of like, well, train's already left the station and I'm not going to catch up now. Well, it's like, no, I don't want to say restarting, but we're just constantly reassessing and just adding something else on. So you get that feeling of a new beginning that you can always just jump in. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, 12 weeks goes really fast because that's pretty much what it is, right? We're like a prep week, bring a friend week, and then there's always another odd week there to like reset. It's pretty much 12-week cycles.
Yeah, people get confused when it's 8-week training cycles, but we factor in those like kind of odd in between times.
Spring
so
break.
Really, yes, 12 weeks. So 8 weeks of solid work, and then you have your, fun little reset time. But 12-week cycles.
This cycle was actually perfect. Spring break came at the perfect time to like reset everything, recover, and then go hard again on baseline week. And it's fun to see, like you were talking about, like we start off the spring and we had the scorecard, but then we did the rowing competition, which was a very power output thing. And then we did the powerlifting competition. So like that's one season of the year done. Now we're going into the spring and it's all this fitness stuff and getting ripped and getting ready for the summer. And then we're going to do a DECA thing. And you like see a scorecard potentially tied to a medal, tied to an event, tied to like an adventure, not just I went to the gym for a year, right? So you can see like the thought and the process behind the programming. That's not just a random workout thrown in on a Wednesday, to potentially get you fitter,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you can see your results, and I just can't wait to see the progress over the year. Like, yeah, that was good, that winter one, but I'm just going to consider, I've just done spring.
Mm-hmm.
Spring was awesome. I could see what I PR'd. My powerlifting was awesome. My pull-ups was 50, which was insane. All that stuff that I did there is really cool. And that's part of the year. Now, how does that progress? And now I've got new goals based on this one. And my new goals are 30 strict pull-ups now,
Mm-hmm.
which that's going to be insane if I hit that, which I'm going to hit that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think, I'm really excited about the bar hop workout, which was a sprint, because I'm not good at sprints traditionally. So it's a good way to focus. And then road rash is my jam.
Yeah.
So if I can get strong, get better at road rash, which is already my thing, and then improve some things that are not mine, there's a few that'll just get better on their own. So I'm not really even going to focus on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to let them happen. So, but yeah, my focus is the strict pull-ups. Strict press would be cool.
Yeah.
I got to focus on that, because I'm not going to say somehow, because that's what all our athletes say. Somehow I'm getting stronger at strict press. I know I'm getting stronger at strict press. We program it in.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of shoulder shit the
Yeah.
last, 4 months. That's how my shoulders got stronger.
Right.
It's not a secret. But I want that to keep going. Like, I was surprised even to hit 155, which I don't know why, because I know how much shoulder shit we've been doing. And then, bar hop, I crushed it, but Alex beat me, so I have to face off with Alex next
You beat
time.
me by 1 rep.
1 rep.
So I'll be chasing you down, I'm sure.
Yeah, it will be fun to do that one together.
Yeah. But I like listing those things off, and it's
What are yours out of that scorecard? The focus for you.
Definitely my strict gymnastics. That's what I'm most excited to get better at.
Well, I can't wait to see what that does for all your other gymnastics.
Exactly.
Right?
And I think that's the one that, for me, and probably a lot of people, won't just take care of itself. It's going to take some extra work. And that's why we do the push-up challenge. And then, we'll probably tie in another strict gymnastics challenge this cycle. But because that'll be a true test of whether I actually stayed committed to the goal.
Yeah.
And not just
on a workout like today, very important that you do the dips, right?
Yeah.
And suffer and finish last.
Yep.
And not worry about what your score is, and just really get better today. Because it would be easy to throw a green band on there and knock them out, finishing a good time.
Yeah, so that's, strict gymnastics for me. So that beach bod workout, the whole thing will just be trying to get better at that. And then everything else will, like you said, kind of take care of itself just by showing up. I definitely have some room to improve on the road rash just with my endurance and being able to stay moving for that long. But those dips and pull-ups, man, and push-ups, those are tough for me.
That's cool. And just to know that you can focus on them this quarter.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get stronger. Right? Like you're just going to show up and lift. But you could easily show up and not do the strict stuff.
Right.
And find a way around it and miss them days so yeah, that's cool.
And even though the cycles have, that overarching theme, we call this our fitness cycle, even though we have all these different elements, it's not meant to be well, you're bad at all these things, so this cycle is going to be tough for you. It's no, there's, always areas where you excel, areas where you're getting worse. So I think that combination of, days where you feel like you're really excelling at a workout, maybe you're top of the leaderboard, and then you're going to have it contrast with those days where you just get time capped because you've got to work on some things that you're not good at.
Yeah.
That keeps you going, I think. Because if you showed up every day and you're all right, another day of me not finishing because I'm just bad at everything in this cycle, you're never going to have that, because there's such a combination of different types of tests and workouts throughout the week and throughout the test week.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's amazing to me when I look at last cycle still. And I got stronger by So I went from 855 total to 930 total on the powerlifting. So that's, what is that?
35 pounds.
No.
Oh, no. That's 75 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time, got 50 instead of 44 kip and pull-ups.
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't happen
Mm-hmm.
on its own.
Mm-hmm.
That happens with a progressive program
Mm-hmm.
that as not really focused on anything, but is focused on everything across the quarter, right? And it's just the example here is I showed up every day. That's all I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
I showed up every single day. It's consistent. I was in the All-Americans every month.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the Ox list for that quarter. And then that's the results, you know? And then speaking of like, what does that mean? If you just want to come and work out and get better at stuff, that's all you have to do. You just have to do that. The great thing about what we're trying to build on is these books are progressing to like having a beginner's mindset. Without a beginner's mindset, you'd never be able to build Atomic Habits, which we went into second.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Atomic Habits, it's like, okay, these are your, let's say it says keystone in the 12-week year. Like let's say like these are the keystone habits that you have that help you live a good life.
Mm-hmm.
Now in 12-week year, the question is, what is that good life, I think? Right? Like it's taking it to the next level.
It's just providing direction.
Yes.
So it's like funneling all these things down towards something.
And the perfect thing about this book is we work in 12-week cycles. We work in 12-week seasons.
Yeah.
Without them two books first, this one doesn't happen. Now this one's here. It's like bringing it all together to set you up for the rest of this year, that we don't get to November, December, and you're like you said, what did I do this year?
Mm-hmm.
What are my goals for next year? We're going to hit your goals in the next 12 weeks, right? We're going to accelerate your progress so that it's not, this is my goal for 2024. This is my goal for this quarter of 2024, and I'm going to absolutely smash it because I'm 100% focused on that and the daily habits that go into it. And I've got the mindset to be able to attack them as a beginner.
Yeah.
And like all that shit coming together, the way these books have progressed, which was kind of by accident.
Yeah, a little bit. I was reading it. I was like, man, did we
plan this?
Did we do something right here? Because they are all coming together really nicely.
And I love the way this book starts. He talks about most people live a life. I think he describes it as like silent desperation for the life they want. So they have a life that they're living, but they have a life in their mind that they know they're capable of living. That in my world, it comes to me every Sunday. And we've talked about this before. I'm like, this is what my week's going to be like next week. And like, it's that, what is it called? In the book, it's called like informed optimism or something like that. And so that's what I have every Sunday. I'm like,
It's uninformed optimism.
Uninformed optimism. So I'm just like very optimistic, ready. I want to be better. I have the desire to be a better person. I want my life to be a certain way, but there's no evidence that I'm going to do that exact thing because it's bigger than I've ever done it the week before. And I was listening to something the other day, and the guy described the way you think about life. He's like, you are not who you think you are, what you think you are. So like, what you think about yourself every single day is what you are, not who you think you are. So you think I think I'm this person, but I have these thoughts every day that are the reality of who I am. And what I like about this book is like, it's going to give me an opportunity to change my thoughts so I can be that person.
Yeah.
Instead of every day just living in this world that I just go along with the flow of what the week looks like. I'm taking control of that week and deciding on the thoughts.
Yep.
And I heard something about you have so many thoughts per day, but most people have the same 80%. 80% of the thoughts are the same every day.
Wow.
So, and I'm aware of that. Don't you have the same recurring thoughts every day? If you just wrote them down and set goals, you could change them thoughts to become that person. And the people that I work with one-on-one, the amount of times I have to tell them, like, stop telling that story about yourself. They've got a story that's like, I'm not good at this, or I fall off at this, or I'm too busy for that. And it's like, no, stop with that story, because you're making that story true.
Mm-hmm.
Let's tell a different story. And that's what I want to do with this 12-week year is I want to tell a different story every week and then follow that story to where that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of it be like, there goes another week. All right, let me try again next week. There goes another week. Let me try again next week. No scorecard to it.
Mm-hmm.
No real 100% direction. No, did I follow through on the things I did? And I think that's where this book is going to take all that stuff from a mindset and Atomic Habits and bring it together, which I'm excited about.
Yeah. No, I like the way you said that, because it is, you get such a sense of, like with these scorecards, like satisfaction looking at it and saying, well, this tells me exactly what I did and I can feel proud of that, but it's on that 8-week scale. So like narrowing that down to being able to do it every single week is just constantly informing you of ways you can do something better.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Not even every week, every day.
Every day, right.
Yeah.
Because every day is a week.
Because we had them Atomic Habits that we were writing down and like, oh, these are the things that are going to push us forward.
Mm-hmm.
But then to be able to check in with someone, which is how I'm going to hold my athletes accountable, is like on that weekly and daily scorecard, you know, rather than it be, how did it go? It went okay last week. Oh no. Like I can see how it went.
Right. Show me the % of what you checked off. And yeah.
And now we've got a different conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's no longer like, are they the things you want? It's, well, there's no evidence that you want them things. So do we change them? It's not to say that you're not a good person. It's not to say that you're not driven and motivated. It's just they might be the wrong things. Mm-hmm. And if I've watched 4 weeks go by and you haven't done any of them, it's probably the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. It's probably just not for you. And I think I've talked about this before, but like I always used to say I wanted to play the guitar every year. Then I had no evidence that I wanted to do it, didn't even buy one. So now I just don't say it. Mm-hmm. Cross it off the list. Because how he says it in the book is like, a goal without a plan is just a dream. But a goal with a plan is a reality, right? You're going to make it happen. So that is what we're going to do, is we're going to set a goal, have a plan of action every day, and build on top of that daily habit and keystone habits and set ourselves up for the life that you want to live, not just, I had a good month. My scorecard was pretty good, you know. I'm going to have a scorecard for every day. Yeah. And see how it goes. And yeah, I'm excited to really dig into this.
Yeah. It's exciting for, I mean, if you're like me, you're to-do list queen over here. So like I get excited by checklists, but I make a lot of checklists, and oftentimes I get stuff done, but it's like, what am I really doing?
Well, sometimes you get satisfaction. I think I would do the same, of making the list.
Right, because it puts me in control a little bit, when in reality I'm not.
Did you do the work on the list? No, but I made the list. So I have the intention of doing the work, right?
He, what did he call it? It was tension, productivity, tension, unproductive tension.
Okay.
Shoot. I wish I could find it, but basically it's the discomfort you feel when you're not necessarily not working. You might be working very hard and very busy, but you know you're not doing the things you need to do that actually matter. And it gives you that anxiety. And I think to-do lists alleviate that, at least for me. Because I'm like, I know this isn't really what I should be doing. I know this doesn't really matter, but at least it's something. Yeah. So
but that is the tension that you feel every night when you go to bed. And you know you worked hard, you're fucking exhausted, but you don't have the sense of satisfaction and fulfillment and peace of mind, right? Like, I worked really hard today, and like I did my best, but I didn't have a checklist of the most important things that I could, if I got to bed and I was like, well, you did them all. And if you keep doing them, they're going to lead to success. So that's today done. I don't have that feeling. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think I've always wanted that feeling. So hopefully this is the system that can help me get there. Don't know what it'll look like. And you know how we work. We'll adjust it, make it our own, you know.
I think the timing blocks will really help us, because
Yeah.
I feel like we already
I feel like it
operate-
might add something to this.
Yeah.
I feel like there might be like set your intention for the quarter written on it or something like that, or you know what I mean? And maybe eventually like they're highlighted as like strength, skill, like, you know what I mean? And there's different colors to them or something like that, that people can then be like, they're your focuses if that's what you're working on. And I don't know, but I'm excited about this book, just like I was Atomic Habits. And I think I'm excited that we're actually gonna work on it and implement it together. Like I've read a lot of books where I'm like, yeah, I read that. What did you do with it? Put it on my shelf. Yeah. But once we did that Atomic Habit, what was it? The checklist? No, it wasn't a checklist.
It was the habit
Tracker,
scorecard.
Scorecard. Yeah.
Yeah, they also called it a scorecard.
Yep. When we did the habit scorecard and actually got to see the habits, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. Now let's use these PDFs and build it out and check in, and like it would be fun, right, to check in with each other and actually talk about real, what do we call it, execution. Not, hey, how was last week? It was good. It was great. How was last week? I execute on 80% of my stuff.
Yeah.
How was last week? I execute on 50% of my stuff. So, and we're like, how do you feel? Not good. I'm sorry. Like, I'm letting the team down by only executing on 50% of my stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And like you saying it, not someone being like, hey man, you only execute on it. Because as a team, we don't need someone else to tell us when we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. Right?
Yeah.
We know what we want to get better at. We know we all want to get better as a team. But to have the different conversation where you come and go, hey guys, I'm sorry, I was 30% last week. It's not going to fucking happen again. And if you'd be like one of the people that'd be like, if it does, I'm going to take myself out of this team.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you guys are all at 90? Shit. I got to get on it. So, that's good.
Yeah. I was excited reading it, just like thinking about the difference I think it is going to make. Then you feel kind of silly. You're like, why wasn't I doing this the whole time?
Right.
What have I been doing?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I've been working hard, but maybe just not with the right framework.
Yeah, I think someone sent me a text message about the book and was like, I mean, it could have been, the book's great. It could have been written in probably like 20 pages.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because I got the idea and now I just need to implement it. It's not really like a storybook.
No.
It's, they give you some inspiration for why you should do it. And then me and you don't really need that inspiration.
No,
bit.
I mean,
Like,
I found
we get
myself
that.
flipping through. I was like, do you have a chart I can use or something? And you sent me the PDF, which
It's
was
more,
perfect.
yeah, the PDF is better than the book
Yeah.
even, right? Like, because when you Google the 12-week year or when you Amazon it, there's more workbooks for sale than there is books for sale. Like, you can only get a hard copy and it's pretty hard to find. Whereas the workbooks, there's like 50 different people have made a workbook for it. So it might be worth checking out some of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking about, one that we can actively fill out like every single week.
Yeah.
And just, like you said, send it back and forth. Or,
The thing is like, I would encourage people to read it because what you see in the gym in terms of the scorecards is what you can get in the rest of your life. So what we achieved in the spring in this gym is what most people at other places will achieve in 12 months. The amount of pull-ups people got, the amount fitter people got, the stronger people got, the level of that result, I haven't seen most people get in a year of working out because we're measuring it, we're intentional about it, and we know where it's going. It's not just come in and do random workouts, get sweaty. It's literally like, we know the intent of this workout. We know why it's placed here. We know what it's building towards. We know what event we've got coming up for you to really test it. We fully want you to engage in it. And that's the results that you get.
yeah.
If you can do that in this, let's take what we're doing here and implement it to the rest of your life. Implement it to your career, your relationships, every other part of your life that you want to improve.
Yeah.
Just like we do with these scorecards, let's get a scorecard for your life. And I'd like to work with you and help you on that. I know you'd like to work with people and help them on that. So
And I think it's and something I've learned, and this book talks about it really nicely in the beginning especially, is that in order to be successful in multiple areas, they can't be separate. So you might think, oh, it's silly, like why is my gym trying to like get in my like personal or work? It's like, no, like everything is about your emotions and the way you feel about yourself. So we already have this 12-week structure to help you from start to finish set goals. If you combine that with your relationships, if you combine that with goals you have at work, you can take care of all those things at once. It doesn't have to be a separate thing.
Yeah. Like people that work with me, we have this scorecard and I have their nutrition. And then I'm asking questions on top of that. So they literally are reporting to me this scorecard, and then they're reporting to me how their relationships are going or how something else is going or like literally anything else in your life with nutrition and fitness as the cornerstones of building that pyramid, you know? So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. It's silly to think you can have one without having the other.
Yeah.
I
think we talked about it last episode. It's like the amount of people that will come to the gym, go from no pull-ups to 5 pull-ups, then go quit their job. Go from not being very fit to super fit, and then dump the loser boyfriend or girlfriend that was holding them back, or, you know what I mean? Or start just like putting better people around them that want the same things that they want. Like it happens every day. And I think I heard a quote from, I think it was the guy who founded CrossFit. And he said, when you join a really good gym or a really good place, write something down that you want to be better at. Whatever it is, write it down and seal the envelope. And then in 6 months or a year's time, open it and see if you're not better at whatever it is that you wrote in that. Because a great place will just make you better. And like, not necessarily better at pull-ups, fitness stuff. Yeah, that stuff just happens. Just show up. But just better, right? Like just want more. Just you'll believe in yourself because they'll show you how good you are at different things. And I think that is what our intention is. That is why we work so hard on the programming. That is why we show up every day and think about this kind of stuff and, you know, just spend so much time trying to make it 1% better and evaluating our coaches every quarter and trying to help them get better. It's just because we know the impact that it can have, not just on you in terms of fitness, but just out there in the world, you know?
Yeah, it is crazy how powerful a place can be that you're only at, I don't want to say only, but you come to every day for an hour, and how much that can impact you.
Yeah.
Even more so than where you work. That's just a testament to being around good people. If you work with miserable people 8 hours a day, geez, no wonder you quit your job after 5 pull-ups. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's like Julia's, you know, just starting her business in OxFit East Atlanta. And just like, she was like, oh, I can come to a place where I just want to be all day, you know, and like the people are happy and they showed up for a reason today and they want more and they want more for you. And sometimes they work harder on your goals than you do. And you're like, holy shit, I better step it up, you know? So yeah, it's cool. But yeah, we've got a great year ahead. We got pickleball coming up.
Yes.
We got DECA coming up.
Yes.
What else?
We got some advanced gymnastics seminar this week.
Advanced gymnastics, yep.
Yeah, hopefully this will be out before that happens, Friday night.
Probably not.
It will be.
Oh, this will be this week's?
Yeah.
Oh, this will be out by then? Nice job, Lucas.
Thanks, Lucas.
Yeah. All right, that's all I got for this week. You?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just thank you, everybody, for being so engaged, I think, is really cool, right? And trust in the process and like knowing that you are putting so much effort into every single workout that they do this week and that it's leading somewhere.
Yeah, this is exciting. This is going to be our first full year of scorecards. So
yeah, and it's come a long way already.
Yeah.
So.
It's going to be awesome. People are crushing it. Just keep working hard, keep showing up. I've put it in my last few emails. If you have specific goals and maybe you just need a chat to put some direction to those, or chat more about what we just talked about today, shoot me an email. I'd love to help you out and talk about what we can work on accomplishing this cycle.
Yeah. Get the book. Send us your goals.
Yeah.
All right. Episode 30. Let's go.